Welcome, everyone. This is our energy forecast for the week of July 15th. And if you are not feeling the energies, I'm sure you will start to experience them as we start to move through this week. So, for those of you that are feeling them, this is what this week is really about, is to navigate the energy that is coming in to kind of shake things up a little bit so that we can experience life through higher frequencies. So last week we had those gentle nudges, and we're given the opportunity to shift into these new directions. And this week is really about how strong we're holding consciousness in the foundation of our inner truth. And knowing that that is always where we go when we're needing to feel connected, to feel safe, to feel protected, is that all of those senses that, or fears that may come up, or doubts, you could say, is all the opportunity to move back into that center space and connecting into source frequency within us. And right now, there are some shaking up, or there is some shaking up that is happening. And this is the opportunity to look at those fears or look at those spaces of doubt or where we feel uncomfortable and just see them objectively, right? It's not about creating a story about the why, it's about what. What is it showing me? What is this fear that's coming up inside showing me? It's something to ascend or transcend, if you will. And that is the opportunity that we all have to really accelerate this week. So, where are we holding consciousness in the shakeup? And the shakeup is also an energy that is coming in to facilitate a rapid ascension right now. And we can use these energies to look at, first of all, what needs to shift objectively, meaning that if we are triggered, to let the emotion pass, then start to look at what programming that we're running that triggered the emotion. It's always the what, right? And then once we have the information of what we can process through our programming, meaning through our thought patterns, then we push it into that quantum frequency, that quantum field, that quantum body. And then we step back and we let the frequency of source come in and ascend our experience of that. This can be done on a conscious level and use this energy that's coming in to shake things up to our advantage, because we can ascend so much faster when we consciously participate or co-create within the frequencies that are here to ascend us. So when, instead of approaching it from a place of fear and attachment of, oh, what's going to be taken away from me, or what's not going to work out, or what if my dream doesn't come true, or all of those different thoughts that we want to go into when we're not sure of what's going to happen, right? Well, it's not up to us. It's not up to the part of us that wants to make it happen or to attach to the outcome of how it's going to happen. And this week is, this energy is coming in for us to put our consciousness behind and actually accelerate through all of those fears and move into a life of miracles. Because guess what? Regardless of what it is that's happening, there's always a high frequency that we can have every experience from. So even if it's an experience that we would want to judge as being bad, there is, if you will, a timeline where the frequency is a lot higher. Even if we're having a good experience, there's always the opportunity to put our consciousness into a higher timeline or into a higher frequency, a higher dimension, if you will, where we can start to have the experience of what it is outside of our programming. So this week, there's going to be some shaking up. There's going to be some energies that are going to come in and a little bit more forcibly than maybe last week. But if we really listen to those gentle nudges, really what I see happening this week is that we're able to, because we're going with those gentle nudges and we're allowing it to kind of shift us, we are going to have the opportunity of putting our consciousness underneath the energy that is a more of an intense shakeup and use it to actually ascend through the shakeup and have the experience on the other side. So those of you that kind of have been following me for a while, to go to the other side is the top of the trip, right? It's being in the field or the frequency of 963 to where our programming and the good and bad and, oh, it should be this or it should be that or what's going to happen here, all of that goes silent. And then you're in the frequency of source where it's pure, it's quiet, and it holds a frequency of ascension to where everything that, oh, there's like a little bug. It came here to tell us, I wonder what that is. Ah, okay. It's here to show us how we can live the same experience through a higher frequency. What in the heck is this bug? I have the door open because the cats are playing outside. Um, okay, let's tap back in. All right. Where do you want to have the experience of this shakeup? Just by choosing the highest timeline, the highest frequency, the highest dimension, where you can hold consciousness in the energy that is here to shake things up, will allow you to have the experience of a shakeup as an accelerated ascension opportunity. What would it be like that instead of the shakeup actually shaking you, that it puts more energy, a higher frequency, and allows your consciousness to move through that in an accelerated rate to where you have higher awareness, higher perspective, higher vision, and that you experience this week from a new level of consciousness. That is the opportunity. Let me just make sure I covered everything. I wrote some notes here. Okay, so when we push our consciousness into the energy that maybe we would want to resist. So instead of resisting it, we're just bringing our conscious awareness into it. And then we're using it. So just by with your intention, just pushing your consciousness into the energy and allowing the energy to almost like a rocket ship. So you're going to rocket ship through. Another way of seeing it is like when you're taking off in an airplane and maybe you're going through the clouds and it gets kind of like, so instead of like going through that turbulence and having that experience, you're in that moment, you're just rocket shipping shoom, to the other side of the clouds, and then you're just smooth sailing. And so all of this energy might still be happening, but you're on the other side of it and just having the experience of smooth sailing. And because you're through the clouds, you can see exactly where you're going. You can see exactly what's happening, and your consciousness is being held in that divine energy to where your perspective of the experience shifts. So that is the opportunity for this week. All right. I think I covered everything here. I definitely want to hear about what you're experiencing this week and let me know if this resonates. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You can just leave it behind. And I invite you to join me next week to where maybe it will. I love you all so much. You truly are the most important thing of this community because without you, I would be speaking to myself. It's so much more fun having you be in this energy with me where we can walk and journey together. You have no idea how much it fills my heart when I hear from you. And I really do read every single message. And I guess I'll leave it at that. We're creating soul family, quantum family, and you are a part of that. Love you so much.